Hello and welcome back, fellow students of the Gunnery College. I hope you've been getting your scholarship papers in because we are in fact about to open the Nuln Gunnery School, and only those most dedicated to powder and shot will be allowed in. Again, remember all those extracurriculars you got to get in there. Make sure and list how many greenskins you've blasted and how many vampires were slain with garlic-coated bullets. So again, just make sure you get all that in there. We're going to need to continue our work at Nuln. And speaking of, we also want to build this building here, which is going to give us steam tank volley guns. So that is going to be a required learning field there. So make sure you sign up for that class ahead of time. Something that'll be offered by Professor Patchy, which is a master class in steam tank volley guns. We are on the edge of a new war here. It looks like we declared war on the Chaos Dwarves, and no doubt I did this in an attempt to get more schematics. It was a scheme for schematics, you might say. We're going to go attack them at Ash Ridge Mountain. We should be able to annihilate them. Yeah, let's go ahead and fight this one. All right, we've got the battlefield loaded in here. I'm going to use my mass of Outriders to see what kind of damage we can cause. We want to force the Chaos Dwarves to come to me. They are lacking long range yet again. I believe that was the same case in the last battle, so I'm going to let my mortar wagons start unloading on them from a fair distance here. Dwarf warriors with great weapons. Go after that one. So I've got some targets picked. We're going to want to watch out for blunderbuss units, of course. But again, yeah, we're going to do some tremendous damage with my Outriders here. I'm going to scoot up just a little bit. I am inside of range of a few of their units, but I want to push my extreme ranged advantage here. That's not going to feel great, but we'll be all right. They're going after my Amethyst Outriders, no big surprise there. All right, let's back up. We kind of got their attention there, and our war wagons already landed some fairly devastating shots. The Chaos Dwarves may want to stay back there, but it's not going to work out for them. Let's see, I've got the steam tank back there too. Everybody's firing. I'm going to move over. This looks like a great choke point here to unleash some pain and suffering. Oh, here comes Drazweth. Is he going to try? Yeah, he's using some magic nonsense on us. Let's pull him back in. And then I'm going to actually go ahead and take these two war wagons. Oh my gosh. They must have had some kind of army ability because one of my Nuln Ironsides has been nearly deleted here. I'm going to back it up, and I'll just fill that gap in with my leaders. Yeah, they must have an army ability or something that they threw at us there. I don't know what it is. Just took a pretty good chunk out of Drazweth right there. We'll see if we can save that Ironside so I don't have to re-recruit anything. And of course, if they close the distance to melee, we'll just fill in the gaps with our... what do you call them? Knights of the Black Rose. I don't know why their name was escaping me there. We've got so many restocks in this army. Should we need it? Drazwath is going to turn into Drazwath the Leaden here because he is eating so much lead. Like, he's going to be 100% lead. Look at that. Nuln Ironsides, Outriders. He is fairly resistant to some of that as well. But he just got eaten alive there by the sheer volume of gunfire. I'm going to start unleashing the war wagons on these more expensive Chaos Dwarf targets. Use my Pistoliers here to do a little bit of work. I'm actually going to pull these Pistoliers back just like that, and then we'll have a double gun line because they should be able to shoot right over the top of our Ironsides. And then we can heal our steam tank. Shouldn't be an issue, right? The war wagons shouldn't be obstructed. They should still be able to fire, I believe. Yeah, they are still firing away. And now the Nuln Ironsides and the Outriders will be able to shoot at the same time because they can fire over the top of the infantry in front of them. So this is going to be some pretty extreme action here. I'm going to switch this guy over to the blazing shots and have a little fun here. I think Chaos Dwarves, are they fire resistant though? I can't remember whether they have some innate fire resistance or not. Wow, we are dishing out a savage beating here though. No doubt about it. Let's get after these blunderbuss units. I'm not super worried about the blunderbuss because of our range, but I do want to kind of take those guys out early here. I don't really want the blunderbuss closing into range of like my steam tank or anything. I want my units to be able to take care of business. I'm gonna actually go ahead and bring one of the Knights of the Black Rose up here and block that charge. We are at full guns here, front and back line of guns, and our leaders are also firing away. It is a savage gun battle, but one that favors us quite heavily. We are about to have the distance closed over here by a lot of hobgoblins, so I'm going to put an end to that. And our Knights of the Black Rose are crushing the enemy over here as well. These units will not fare very well in a close quarters fight with all those Knights of the Black Rose, and in order to make that a little bit worse, I'm just going to throw in another pile of Knights here, and then let my units continue to fire. I do believe we have mostly handled the blunderbuss units, not all of them. I'm gonna bring another Knights of the Black Rose out over here. We're continuing to lay down extreme fire in the middle. Our steam tank's running low on ammo. Let's fix that problem. And then one of our... There we go. Pass out some extra ammo pouches there. And yeah, our Knights have absolutely held this flank, no problem. I'm gonna continue to try and put some shots into those Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses. One of our guys is claiming it's blocked. Maybe because we're standing right in the middle of those horses. Let's pull back and reposition it a little bit. I wouldn't have thought that would block them because of the way they fire, but you never know. Wow, 122 kills already on that Knights of the Black Rose. The other one's already got 70 as well. That's our Amethyst Outrider there, taking care of business. Speaking of Outriders, let's give chase because we can't... Wait, why can't I... There they go. My guys wouldn't respond to my orders there. I'm gonna give chase. I'm gonna see if we can kill this hero out here. It's a Castellan, or however you say that, Castellan. I'm not sure what the pronunciation is. A few Chaos Dwarf Warriors, up to 93 kills there. Yeah, they're gonna get picked off by my Ironsides. I'm just gonna wheel these Outriders up into a firing position and just let them do their thing. Kill a lot of these routing units. My Knights of the Black Rose down here running routing units over. Knights of the Black Rose are really a nice touch to add to the gun lines, in my opinion. They clean up any infantry that makes it through the firing line and let you finish up the battle rather quickly. There goes the Castellan there. He is a Castellan? I don't know. You all tell me how that's supposed to be pronounced. Castellan? Maybe what it looks like? Alright, so we're just gonna let our Outriders finish this up. Man, look at that. 252 kills in those Amethyst Outriders. They do very well backing up a gun line, firing into infantry, of course. They really need those infantry targets to maximize their capability. And we aren't even running out of ammo, and we have restocks on these units as well, so we can cause, I mean, just an unearthly amount of damage with all of these Outriders. All these Orc Laborers are going to be padding our kill stats, but that's okay. We're going to let it happen. So there we go. We're going to continue to pad the stats. These Orc Laborers. As if they weren't in a bad enough position as it was. This is what they get left with. There we go. All right, that was a savage beatdown. And I mean savage. And it was cool because it was spread across a lot of units here as well. Like the damage was not just one or two units. Look at that, even our Lord picked up 112 kills. That's insane. All right, hopefully, yeah, we got 910 schematics. That's a pretty good haul after that battle. And we're gonna occupy and pick up 1,300 more schematics here, which I believe means that we can get in and do some more Amethyst. Whoops, sorry, wrong one. Gunnery School. We've done every upgrade here except for the mortars. Makes sense because, you know, that was just not real high on our priority list. We have multiple upgrades we could still make here. If I do Iron Resolve here, it means that units can't die if the hit points are greater than 50%, which means that the, you know, like you can get shot by a cannon or something else, but if the unit's still over 50% total hit points, it means that they can't die, which is insane. That's really pretty insane. Murderous Charge for Amethyst Outriders. I don't know why you would be charging Amethyst Outriders into battle. They can pick up stock and unspottable, and then they can cause terror, and then they can get a huge increase of their explosion radius, which again is pretty insane. I don't have a lot of Amethyst Outriders, so I'm not sure if I want to spend that on that upgrade or not. We could get another Amethyst Rocket Battery. We could get another Amethyst Ironside. Both of these units would be extremely handy. Ooh, what's the upgrade on the rocket? Oh, doubles the damage of rocket vortexes. Well, never mind. I know what we're doing next because we have a lot of those Amethyst Rocket batteries. So now we're going to be getting some insane rocket damage. Let's take care of the skill points we picked up there. We finished up Imperial Gunnery. We finished up Honest Steel. That's all good. We got Repair and Maintain. We could get Ballistics Calibration, which isn't bad. We are one rank up away from the Steam Tank mount for a general, so that's very exciting. I kind of want to work on this blue skill tree. Let's do that. Let's go with this one right there. That one's good when you're sitting trying to get a province to turn around and quit being so upset while you're conquering it. I mean, stop being so upset about being conquered. Just take your conquering.
Pioneer of progress.
All right. Curial Shot, all-terrain vehicle, like lots of fun stuff here. Let's go with the all-terrain vehicle. There we go. All right, and then we don't have a whole lot of cash left. Let's just see. Boris has not made his army move yet this turn. He's sitting in a settlement. Looks like maybe doing a little bit of retraining. We can't quite reach that settlement on this turn in, which is too bad because that would be a lot of fun. Looks like a good battle. I don't see any other enemies around here. Let's head that direction. I'm going to go into the encamp stance and just push all the way forward. Hopefully we can fight these guys on the next turn. We'll see. Who else needs to move? Emil needs to move. He is up in greenskin territory. We're not really intent on keeping a whole lot of this territory, at least in my opinion, but I do want to help wipe out Grimgore because he's not going to be any friend of ours. We could go north and help Kislev with the push north, or we could go further east and push farther into greenskin territory as well. Either one. Let's just go ahead at this point and continue to head towards Tribe Slaughter, or we could jump into the sea lane and pop out right here behind enemy lines. We could end up back behind Drazwith's lines and go to war against the ogres and stuff too. I think we should help out with the greenskins for now, though that is kind of tempting to jump in that sea lane. And then we'll maybe do that and head off for some other types of battles. We need to contain the Wood Elf threat, which I have Carl and Elspeth and a new army working on handling because the Wood Elves, of course, went on their wild hunt. They're feeling rather angry towards the world, and we're going to need to contain them. Let's go ahead and end our turn. Lorelorn respawned at the Black Pit, so we'll have to deal with that as well. All right, the Wood Elves attacked us at Helmgart on the turn end. I forgot to show it on the campaign map, but we're going to fight this battle. I'm going to just man the walls. We won this very similar fight against Durthu. We should theoretically be able to win this one. Our garrison's actually just a little bit weaker than it was at the other settlement, but I'm hoping that we can still find a path to victory. There's a lot of Wood Elf archers approaching, so I started some of my melee troops without being on the wall at first. Sometimes the enemy seems to run their archers up the wall, which of course is a extremely poor decision to make, but it's a decision I'm perfectly happy with because then we can defeat them in melee. I'm gonna try and pick a good spot to fire. So yeah, they are basically just going all out for the walls, which is a rather odd decision for the AI. I need to watch though, make sure our archer units don't end up in melee. So like right there, I'm gonna pull those units back from the wall, push our halberds forward. They got dryads going for the gates. I'm gonna keep targeting those archers that are kind of a ways out. And I think we've got plenty of units in this vicinity. I'm actually gonna move these units over so they can gun more towards the gates. I think we're in pretty good shape here. We've even got some reinforcements available at a few locations, and I might pull these back to the main. How are we doing? Yeah, looking pretty good here. If these war dancers come down from the walls, we'll hit them with the Empire Knights that I have, so we'll keep an eye on that situation. They might try and make a break for it. I've got a great sword up here as well, so the Wood Elves are going to be in a bad place in these melee fights. Their units aren't bad. Some of their units are actually even pretty tough. Look over here, some of these archers got loose. I think we're going to need some more help up here. Let's bring our knights over to crush that Waywatcher that came over the wall quickly. We're going to need to hopefully get some better decisive victories. Those war dancers are actually becoming a problem. They're cutting through my units at a rather rapid pace, a concerning pace even. I'm going to start putting some shots over that direction. That Waywatcher disappeared over here, so I got to go after him again. We've got to win some of these fights. The Waywatcher's headed back up on the wall, actually. I would have been able to crush it with my cavalry. I'm a little bit frustrated. Didn't stay on the ground, to be honest. There is a Deepwood scout that came down over here, though, that we can do some work on. And then there's another Waywatcher over here, so let's bring our cavalry to bear. My mortar is landing some shots up here. It is going to cause some friendly fire, but I'm kind of willing to take that risk because our infantry is falling apart in that vicinity. Daith is getting shot up. He's the one leading this assault. Let's get our swordsmen involved in this fight. A little bit concerned with this fight on the walls. We have a number of enemies. I actually have an extra halberd here. Let's pull these missile units back and get ready to handle some supporting fire there. Here comes our cavalry. Let's crush these Deepwood scouts and then get these Waywatchers over here. And then let's get into this fight. I'm going to continue to pour mortar rounds onto the wall right there. Like I said, a little bit risky, but I feel like probably an acceptable risk, all things considered. Say probably because we just don't know that. Oh crap, look at this. They got a Waywatcher coming down from the wall. We've got to shoot it. Now we've got to shoot it in a hurry. Very dangerous unit. Struggling to get... How can they shoot me and I can't shoot them? What is this crap? They've got line of sight and I don't. Like, my guys won't shoot and theirs will. That is just downright frustrating. And they're getting tons of kills right now. My guys just won't fire. Look at this. Okay, just forget it. Get behind the building. They're killing all my handgunners. That's irritating. I've got these swordsmen I can chase them with now, too. All right, what else we got going on? Our knights are getting some cleanup work done over here. War dancers will not do well against Empire Knights. Our great swords did get a lot of kills. They're taking some damage from a Waywatcher there, which is unfortunate, but again, a lot of kills. I'm gonna pull this crossbowman down, maybe. All right, our crossbowman is getting after their guys now, and they're being chased by a swordsman. I can now take this unit and maybe see if they can get any shots up on the walls to help out, because we've still got a fight going on there. Though I feel like we're kind of turning things here. Now this is turning into more risk for me than it's worth over here with the mortars. What I'm going to do instead is target the mortars. Actually, I don't think I'm going to target the mortars anywhere over there. That's just a bad idea. I'm going to cease fire with the mortars for a moment. Probably going to do more damage than good with them. Yeah, we're getting good shots there with their units coming off the walls. Their Waywatchers are probably faster than me, but they're struggling to get out of melee with me. Awesome. Looking good at this point. Looking good. My Empire Knight's a little bit bogged down here on those War Dancers. I'm going to see if I can cycle a charge. Like, Great Sword's finally routed. They got an Azray Spear going through there. One more War Dancer up on the wall. Let's... Oh, those guys are going to head back up on the walls now. That's frustrating. That Azray Spear is a dangerous unit. I've got to go kill this stuff over here, though. Let's see what we can do. We're almost out of the woods here. Pun intended, yes. With the Wood Elves. Only 3 Wave Watchers left there. A few Hagbane tips. This is unfortunate. This Azray Spear got into me right here. That's irritating, in fact. Let's bring the Swordsman back over. Let's send some help over here. How are these guys still here? There's like one Way Watcher left. There's no way they could be fighting through that. I'm gonna run back with the guns here. Yeah, there's literally one Way Watcher. It's fighting to the death inside an enemy settlement. Like, that seems a little bit far-fetched, if I'm being honest. All right, Azrae Spear over here did not die on contact like it would have if I controlled it. Nevertheless, we're going to gain a victory, like I figured we might. I figured that between the towers and the Wood Elves' slightly poor capability in melee that we would be in a pretty good position here. And that is indeed the case. I want to kill a bunch of these War Dancers if I can. They're really tough. They have high melee defense, which my troops with their relatively low melee attack are struggling to land hits on those units. Not entirely surprising. Like I said, I'm going to try and kill a few of their units. They are routing into my settlements. CA, please. Like, I mean, settlement battles are just an absolute crapshoot. There we go. I'm going to take the replenishment. There could be more Wood Elf armies behind that one. So whatever we can do to get ahead of replenishing that fort would be good. So we got a few things that we need to handle. I think first and foremost, I'm going to take Elspeth. And we're going to move down towards the Wood Elves. And yeah, because see, like right here, we've got a tree man making his way, multiple enemy armies making their way in, actually really close to Nuln. So we've got an active incursion here. If they all attack Elspeth, she would probably do well just because of her ability to down archers from long range. I'm going to move up right into their... Well, I might actually go into... I can't quite move as far as I want to, but if I move up here, I believe my zone of control might protect Ubershriek if they go attack it. And that, yeah, so we can probably get an intercept going. Then we have a large army already at Nuln, not to mention the garrison here, which contains a large number of... well, there's some Sea Guard there as well. This garrison would actually be able to do quite a bit of damage from the walls, because I don't think the Wood Elves have a great way to stop that. Helmgart's going to be a little bit weak for a few turns. We're going to need some help, so let's get Carl on the move. And it looks like Orion is beelining for Bilbali, so what I'm going to do is, within sight of Bilbali, I'm going to go into an encamp stance here, and we'll see if Orion just comes barreling forward. And if he attacks us within this, we'll also pick up that garrison. So I'm hoping, and I'll spend some money here maybe to get his attention and make sure he comes that way. Let's see, Fyldorf, Nuln. Nuln has a lot of opportunities to build here. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a wizard college there as well. We've got the gun tree there, and then we've got this other gun. So we've got all the gun recruiting stuff. We've got a Black Rose chapter house. We're building the gunnery school, so there's nothing else to do from a gun standpoint. We could get this stable so we can get the Knights of the Black Rose, and then I think a college would both be like good picks here to kind of round out Nuln's capabilities. At Dotternbach, we could put a different building in Nuln and transfer that one over here, but I think we'll be okay for now. Let's get some defenses started. Wissenberg, because Wissenberg's going to be potentially under threat here from the Wood Elves too. They're actually coming out of the woods, which makes sense. It is the wild hunt, so they're going to actually get active. Let's go take care of our other moves. We're fairly spread out now. It looks like, yeah, Siggy's going to try and go around us and get back to the Fortress of the Damned. We're going to have its garrison finished here in a turn or so. Let's go ahead and crush him again at the Palace of Princes. This is just going to hopefully generate money and nominally a few schematics. Not a lot, because these aren't gun-toted. Well, I mean, it's not bad. The fight got us a few more schematics, so whatever schematics we can gather is quite nice. Emil is way off into the reach of the greenskins here. We're just going to be probably raising these settlements, or just taking... I think I'll just take them and hand them off to Tsarina Katerin, because I don't need to occupy these out here. So I'll sit and tribe slaughter. We don't even need it for this turn in, and there's not any chaos corruption, so let's actually... let's hand her tribe slaughter. I don't need to balance the offer. Let's just get... I just stole her money, like I think on the last episode, or I did it with my dwarf campaign. I can't remember which one. All right, the war against the Chaos Dwarves. We can go take the Fortress of Vorag. Not a very habitable place for us, but at least it lets us get some pain in here. And again, these should generate good schematics, as long as we're fighting factions with guns. We got a few more there. Up Pegasus. Did we get that steam tank mount? I think we did, probably. Yes, we did. Sweet. We now have a steam tank mounted Imperial General. That's going to be a lot of fun. Go with Iron Disciplinarian. And let's see what else. Let's go with... We got Orc Slayer, Beak Slayer, Skaven Slayer might be good. Lethal Romancer. I love it. Devil's Charms attacked. Let's go with Mentor to help out all our other wizards. And then we got this General of the Empire. Archer. Headhunter. Right, let's finish up Lightning Strike. That's Emil because he's off in greenskin territory. And then Bruckner is leveling up. We did get Reaper finally. So that's exciting. So he'll have a Demigryph Knight mount now, which will be quite nice. Let's go with Magic Reserve. And that is going to be it. Volkmar can move now as well, if I remember right. Let's hit this screen where I can see the movements. Yep, there's Volkmar. He was headed towards Wurzag and his Dancing Brigade, which is actually Grom the Paunch now because of that Recruit Defeated Legendary Lords mod that I've been using. I'm going to attack this first army and see if we can get a fight out here in the open against Grom, which we can. We really need to keep Grom out of our lines because he will cause a ton of damage if he gets into our infantry lines. That's probably the Fishy Tittlemuncha here too, if I had to guess. So let's give these guys a good killing. When the battle starts, the Greenskin Lord that we attacked is going to have 2 land ships, an Emperor's Wrath, and 2 Amethyst Outriders, all within firing range. So here he is. This is one brave bloke here. We're gonna see how quickly his life ends. I do not think that it's gonna go particularly well for him. I turned off the rest of my artillery, by the way, hoping that we wouldn't end up with friendly fire. Those Amethyst grenades are not actually super well suited to killing single entity targets, but they're going to do fairly well, I think, all things considered. That is so many grenades. Actually, that didn't do any damage to him on that one. We might just be wasting ammo, but I do have restocks here. I'm gonna just let the land ships and the steam tank finish them up. They're doing the best damage. I set up my army where this like nasty muck swamp is out in front of me so that it would slow down enemy movement. And I want to be able to bombard the enemy from long range. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this army while we're waiting on the enemy reinforcements. I'm going to move it up right in front of the swamp. So now they're going to be slowed down as they walk across the swamp. And my artillery should be working to kill their guys from basically all the way at the edge of the map. And there goes the Orc War Boss. And I am going to have my Amethyst Outriders waiting up here too, because as the AI comes on to the battlefield, they're going to be very vulnerable to these Amethyst Outriders unless they have a really good defense, something very quick moving. I'm going to actually maybe bring these guys up here in the swamp. They do have a few quick movers. Yeah, we're getting hit by some magic there. Let's drop a volley of grenades here into those black blorks. Hit the blorks. Hit them, hit them, hit them. There we go. Now fall back. They do have some fast-moving units, so we don't want to stick around right in their face. I'm going to pull back, and they got those stupid snotling wagons chasing me. Sorry, hold on. I got to get my army has moved into position, and I am going to turn on the fire at will, and I'm going to give a specific couple of targets here. I'm going to take the Amethyst rockets and my standard rockets, and we're going to start to blast into these infantry formations, and I'm going to target these snotling wagons with my cannons. Grom is a whole other thing. We don't really want to be dealing with him. I'm gonna reposition these land ships across that swamp. And our rockets did not pick up the targets that I wanted them to. So I'm gonna retarget them. My cannon and volley guns, I do believe, are targeting. I'm gonna pull Grom and the Snotling wagons back towards me. And I'm gonna try and park right behind these Ironsides. Grom is just about into range of the Ironsides. This one does cause a speed disruption. Let's do that. We can slow Grom. Yeah, he's also got suppressed, so he's going to be moved. There we go. That is going to be a huge boon for us right there. Grom is going to go down, and that is not something easily done all the time. I'm going to target these trolls. Move this unit over a little bit. Actually, I might move it a little bit farther to the flank. My land ships kind of get in the way of some of our guns sometimes. Let's check our... Yep, our Amethyst rocket batteries and rocket batteries. Let's continue to fire them into these blobs. And then, let's see, we'll target the Snotling wagons with the cannons. Okay, yep, we are absolutely demolishing the greenskins. This little swamp here gonna run as a huge boon for us because of the way it's gonna slow the enemy approach. I do have Volkmar that I can use to bunch up enemies if they do start to close distance on us as well, but for now I'm feeling pretty confident that we can handle anything coming our direction. I've got landmines potentially on the ships also. They do have artillery that's going to start shooting at me from long range. I'm less concerned about the enemy artillery. They will do a little bit of damage, but it ought to be fairly well controlled. Yeah, look how well we can control the speed of the enemy approach over here. Feeling extremely good about the situation. The amount of fire we're laying down is just absolutely blistering. Our Amethyst battery can get those artillery pieces, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna take our cannon and I'm gonna target some of their bows out there. We do have a single unit of Orc Biggins and Trolls making its way to our flank. Let's prepare to intercept that. I do have a Knights of the Black Rose over there. Steam Tank is into melee, but we do have the ability to Earthblood that thing. Lots of enemies still on the battlefield, and they are closing the distance. I am going to charge in to the Orc Biggins. I'm kind of just keeping an eye on these flanks. Oh, that's a Purple Sun they dropped on me. Not ideal. Let's bring Volkmar to protect this flank. And my Master Engineer. Okay, yeah, we're good. That is Defishy Tittlemuncha, and she went down there. And my Amethyst battery knocked out one of the greenskin artillery pieces. We're going to target another. Let's counter this troll that just charged me. I'm going to back my guys up out of there. Sweet. The swamp worked out perfect, so it was good that we had Shrek's swamp right there in the way. And we were able to repel the enemy and cause them excessive losses, which is exactly the amount of losses that I wanted to cause. Let's see, let's get our Amethyst, rocket batteries. I'm gonna chase off some of these units and go for some more kills here, just because I can. I feel like, though, we have nearly entirely demolished this column of greenskin troops that was led by Grom. Grom himself falling victim to our shooting shenanigans. We ended up with a good number of kills here, very good number of kills. Let's see how the volley gun did. Got 114, not bad. Amethyst rocket battery at 305, 384 on the standard battery. I think we can get one more volley out here onto that fleeing archer unit as well. So very good results for our army, very good results. I think that's gonna pretty much do it. I'm gonna see if anybody lands one more round of good shots out here on these Savage Orc Air boys. I think we probably have an Amethyst volley on the way in. If we don't, it's very near. Yep, here comes the Amethyst volley. Purple Suns. Oh man, that's beautiful. All right, So that'll do it, folks. Well, I guess that was kind of a slaughter on the water because they had to walk through the swamp. That was Grom's Swamp instead of Shrek's Swamp as well, so a lot of good Shrek joke potential in there. Our Ironsides did well. They got a lot of damage in. This one may have been one of the ones shooting Grom because of how much value it racked up. But nonetheless, like when I just look at, oh, I was thinking those are Knights of the Black Rose. They were not. Those are Knights of Moor. So very different there. But land ships did well. Yeah, both land ships got a lot of kills, as did our Emperor's Wrath. And we did very well with all these units, man. The rockets are just like hard to beat in terms of the value you get out of those. I am going to replenish units because we're in enemy territory. And we probably could have taken the money though too. Volkmar got rid of Grum, so he picks up Grum's Pokemon skill there. And then we're going to take their settlement, which it is a walled settlement, but it's not going to require... It hurt our land ship a whole bunch and our Jade Wizard for some reason, so a little more CA please on top of that. But we have gotten Morgheim here. And we will put in some defenses and start to maybe grow things a little bit. So we are continuing to push the greenskins back. You can see Crooked Moon using Azag the Slaughter is still a threat there. We only have the one army out here now. I do need to make sure that we don't get counterattacked, but I believe the forces of Belagar are going to help keep Crooked Moon at bay. So this is where it pays off for us to have those allies. We do have Karak 8 Peaks here, which does not have any unique buildings. I could max out growth, but I mean, we're almost at max growth anyway, so I don't really... Oh, that actually generates income. I could tear down this building and build that one instead. This would be a slightly more useful building, I think, overall. It's always good to have some solid recruiting, even though this one's a long ways out there. Actually, let's go with defenses first, and then we'll get back that way. We're making what money we can make off of Black Crag for now. We are running a little bit low on money for this turn. I'm hoping we'll pick up that ambush with Elspeth. We are 5 turns away. We've only gotten through 1 turn in. We need to do some more here so we can get that stuff unlocked. We're going to go with Heretic Hunter here. And then we're going to start doing Quartermaster to make sure that we can keep up with upkeep cost. Unassigned skill points still. So we got 2 skill points for our Engineer. Let's go with Piercing Shots, probably. And then we've got a skill point here on our Jade Wizard. 2 skill points, actually. Let's go with Evasion and then Regrowth. Regrowth, of course, very good for steam tanks. And let's make sure that all of our troops have moved. They have, and I am excited to end the turn and see whether or not we get to use a double Amethyst rocket battery on the Wood Elves. That would be absolutely spectacular. Speaking of Amethyst rocket batteries, we have a rocket battery here, and I can unlock another Amethyst unit based off of the schematics that we have. So let's get over here. And honestly, since we're taking on the Wood Elves, I do think Amethyst Hellstorm batteries would be extremely good because they can nuke archers from long range. You don't really want them to close to range with stuff like Amethyst Ironsides. The Wood Elves can put out a pretty disturbing amount of damage from range. So let's see. And it would be appropriate to have one more rocket battery here. We don't have the funds to recruit that rocket battery, so I would need to cancel a building somewhere. Let's see if we have something that's less than super important. Well, I did just build some of that stuff at Karak 8 Peaks. Like we could cancel... Well, that's not enough. Probably do want the defenses, but I'll cancel it for now, and then we'll just rebuild that stuff here on the next turn. I don't think we're in a huge risk there. I'd rather have this Amethyst rocket battery in place. So there we go. And then we just need maybe one more Knights of the Black... Well, no, we have that Demigryph Knights. So we got 4 Knights to protect our lines. I might just wait and pick up another Amethyst unit here. Actually, yeah, we're gonna have tons of Knights to help protect this army, so we should be in really good shape. We could save up some schematics and try and get to that Amethyst land ship too whenever the time comes. Let's go ahead and end a turn. All right, the Elves of Lorelorn continue to hunt us in our northern territories. We got to send an army up there. That'll probably be the army that's training at Nuln that will send that direction to go avenge us. Yeah, they are still attacking me, and we really just don't have a prayer of defending against all this stuff. So unfortunately, they're going to continue to cause me quite a bit of damage. They are just on a roll here. Holy cow, 3 settlements straight. But Elspeth did get spotted, but we managed to pick off the attack here from the Wood Elves. So let's see what a double amethyst battery can do here. Well, I had my microphone muted while playing the battle, but hopefully this turns out to give you a better replay of it. However, I don't know if CA has fixed the desync that's caused in the replays by some of these crazy units. So we'll see. I think maybe it's the randomness of those vortexes or something. I don't know. Something causes the desync in battles past. They have a tremendous range with their archers. Remember, Wood Elf archers can fire whilst moving. I was trying to do a dragon laser with Elspeth. It didn't go off in time, so I'm going to use some of her magic to start eating away at their forest dragon. In the meantime, though, I mean, the death and destruction amongst the Wood Elf main core is... it's just savage. Absolutely savage. You can see the Amethyst Ironsides coming in, and here I'm going to attempt to get the Dragon Laser off. It is a close range lasering, but it does hit, and the Wood Elf Dragon gets deleted by my units, so it is now down. I'm going to attack some archers with Elspeth, and most of the key damage has been done at this point. However, the Wood Elves did close in quickly with the Wild Rider. I'm beating them back with some Knights of the Black Rose. It is very dark in my lines because I deployed in the shadow of a forest here. Somewhat poetic, right? The shadow of a forest while destroying the Wood Elves, and the Wood Elves didn't spawn in the forest. I know, kind of strange. These tree men are getting a pretty savage beating. One of them is trying to head towards my lines. Another one moving away there, but again, don't think that any of this is going to go well. You can see the tremendous number of projectiles being forced into that tree man. Might as well be chainsaw guns, I think, with the amount of damage he's taking. It did desync some. This tree man did not walk off back here in the main battle, but the result of this is going to be very much the same as what happened on the actual battle, so I'm not too concerned about it. Both tree men stayed right up by our lines. I did use my engineer to shoot up their Glade Lord, rather successfully, I might add. And then over here, this last tree man, this was actually fairly accurate. We ended up in a big fight over here on this flank, and another tree man goes down to a hail of bullets. Like I said, really the only big change here is that this tree man did not follow Elspeth out here in the actual battle, but it's not really much going to matter if this goes exactly like it. This is a savage defeat for the Wood Elves, and it was going to be a big victory for Elspeth, so I will see you all back on the campaign map. Yeah, the low armor of the Wood Elves and then their dependence on archers is going to certainly be an undoing for them against us here. I'm going to take the Replin because, again, there's enemy armies in the vicinity that we may be fighting. Not on this turn in, but we are going to get attacked here at Doddernbach. And this, I don't believe, is a walled settlement. Oh, it is. Which means we can... Well, it's not a walled settlement, it's just a settlement battle. I don't know that we can win this because of what we have and how we're going to have to set up, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to leave this for the next episode. Hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now, and I will see you all soon.